Hello and welcome back, Magic Cat. Today we're back in another crypto video. Hope you guys do well, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a bullish day here in Pulsechain. Guys, we're going to be covering some latest and greatest news about Pulsechain and crypto. We want to sit back and it's going to be extremely informative because I'm going to basically lay down all my intel, all what I know about Pulsechain, all literally my main portfolio about Pulsechain. No secrets here, guys. There's no reason for me to hide any secrets. I'm going to be covering the main ecosystems in Pulsechain, all of them. Okay, I don't agree with this whole divide. I'm going to pick one side over the other. No. We're going to be covering everything, and you decide which one you can relate to. You make up your own theses, whatever it is. Why they're a good investment, and what is your profit taking milestones as well. So yeah, guys, being in Pulsechain is extremely it's the best bet, in my opinion, for myself, and I think could be for a lot of people. I don't know, not financial advice. This upcoming alt season, because guys, we're trying to do is to make leverage off of the Bitcoin pump that will happen. You know what I mean? Bitcoin goes up, as an effect, Ethereum will go up. Okay, we've seen stuff like Ethereum. We're going to have the Ethereum ETF approval. It will actually be trading. So that's going to bring institutional investors. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not going to be an overnight pump because obviously, some people will be doing the whole buy the rumors, sell the news. And of course, it will take some time to get the influx of money in. But it will get institutional investors. And of course, generally with a bull run effect, it will bring retail investors. And they're literally just looking for opportunities. And 90% of them will literally come into Ethereum, for example. They're not going to just buy Ethereum and sit back, guys. No, they're going to be looking elsewhere. They're going to be like, okay, what else can I buy in this shop? Okay, and they're going to see, okay, yeah, we got this, and that, and that's the leverages of Ethereum. This is why when I talk about Pulsechain, yes, it's amazing to be in the Pulsechain richer heart core tokens like Pulsex, Ehex, and INC. Now, in my opinion, I have two of my favorite ones, INC and Ehex, because of course, Pulse and Pulsex are extremely liquid. They're thick. It's a heavy weighted token. I don't expect too many X's from it. Now, I did make a tweet with my price predictions. You guys can check that out. Okay, for example, like let's say, I don't know, a 50X from Sacrate Pulsex. Okay, that's extremely aspirational, by the way. But you never know. That's the thing. We are literally in a network that is very undervalued, that even I myself, I'm not ready to what is to come, guys. Okay, this is why it feels super great to be in Pulsechain. We have the community here. People will be coming over here. We're not just a community. We're not just a network that we're just doing one thing. We're good at one thing, like utility tokens, whatever. No. We literally have a lot of different communities that will be attracting different types of people. Okay, we have the Atropa system. We've got the Tangan. We've got 9mm for V3. We've got 9inch. They have their own type of meme coins with Solid X, etc. Right? There's a ton of PRC20s, you know what I mean, the speculative side of things. It really branches out, and you got, of course, the richer hardcore tokens. A lot of it, and it feels great to be here, guys. Again, do remember, I'm against this whole divide stuff where you have to pick and choose which world. No, I would like to make the best of all worlds, and then, and then just choose whichever one relates to you, guys. Okay, at the end of the day, it's a solo sport, really. You can be part of communities, of course, makes it feel nice, makes it feel personal. But, don't contribute to the whole, adding fuel to the fire. And, you think about it as an outsider. How do we look when people look at us in Pulsechain and see the tweets and be like, oh, they're fighting with themselves? Okay, it's not really a good look, but you know what? It does, at least it shows its engagement on Twitter. But going back to it, ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing is about leverages, right? As Ethereum goes up, Pulsechain and all other altcoins, it will kick off the alt season. The same thing will happen with Pulsechain, okay? Because it's extremely undervalued, number one. And number two, we have the whole richer heart sacrifice of funds. I hope you guys already know about this. We have wallets that are literally holding 172,000 Ethereum. I literally have this right here as well. I have, I keep track of them. I see what they're holding. I have 4 bundles here. You can see they're around basically 34, I think, 34 wallets that I've had so far. And you can see, guys, a lot of them are literally holding PDAI itself. A lot of them are holding normal Hex. We're going to get to that in a second because I do have kind of a thought, a new idea. And we obviously Ehex, etc., etc. But of course, the main holdings is that it's literally holding Ethereum, guys. You can add this up and see, you can see PDAI here. Look at this, $300,000, Hex, Ehex here, etc., etc. So it's looking really good, guys. Okay, like at the end of the day, okay, we can literally have our own mini alt season by just Richard Hart injecting into Pulsechain. Kind of the same thing that happened with the Avalanche. You know what I mean? That kind of basically happened towards the end of the bull market, but it still, you know, did pretty well. So yeah, you guys can go check that about it. But aside from that, guys, we're going to be looking into, you know, kind of the just latest news here. I think, yeah, stuff with like Bitcoin. This is why, by the way, even Bitcoin can be considered, you know, can be easily market manipulated. To be honest with you, a lot of governments are even own Bitcoin. Like I think I've even seen Germany been dumping Bitcoin, and of course now the whole Mt. Gox thing where they're gonna be due to get, you know, the victims are gonna be getting paid back their lost Bitcoin, which is all the way back from 2014, guys. Imagine what a lucky, you know, thing to happen to them. They basically were forced to hold the Bitcoin all the way from 2014 all the way to 2000. But yeah, you can see that Mt. Gox, as I said, is going to be starting to pay out their victims in by July, sometime in July. And that, guys, that will be around 9 billion. Actually, I converted this into what's the value of it? It's 9 billion Bitcoin. Now you tell me, if you were forced to hold that Bitcoin from 2014, and then you see this influx of money that you're getting back finally, what do you think is the first thing that's going to happen? They're going to take profits. So this is kind of it's going to be a pain for most of us, even though it's a gain of them. Obviously, you know, it's kind of a good thing that happened to them. But moving on, obviously, I have a couple tweets here just to remind you guys, being in Pulsechain, you know, in these depressing prices, a lot of people are kind of fudding. They're like, literally, I'm looking at PDAI and they're like, oh my God, look, it's down. Ha ha ha. So much for being in PDAI, whatever. Oh, it's going to peg. Everything. These are all part of the cycle. Okay. It goes up, it does corrections, and it's all about the next leg up. You know what I mean? Sometimes, again, don't expect too much, by the way. I told you guys, because, you know, where we are right now, we might be moving sideways up until like August, September time. That's where, you know what I mean, the last shakeout is finally has happened. Okay, so don't fall for the people who are telling you, oh, you know, look at PDAI, look at Atropa, oh, is this the token? It's like, bro, you know what I mean? Every token goes down. Every token has correction. Every token has accumulation period. So if you look at this here in the depression phase, it has its maximum opportunity. And of course, the euphoria, this is where you want to kind of realize and be like, okay, hold on, let's take profits now. When everyone's going to be euphoric, it's going to be, of course, highly risky. Just keep holding it there. Do remember, guys, bull run never lasts. So, yeah, take profits. Okay, just take profits. So, moving on, kind of the same thing. This is basically what I'm trying to say. Yes, we are in a bull market, but this is a bear trap where it could catch people off guard. You can see people who are selling right now at a loss, or who is selling way too early. That is kind of foolish. So please be aware of that as well. Moving on, you know, I just want to show you guys, you know, stuff. This is why I love the Richard Hart Core tokens. You know, INC and Ehex are my two favorite ones. And I was just going to say, imagine this will be the type of articles that are going to be written when Pulsechain is due, guys. When its turn is due, we're in alt season mode. A lot of things are going up. It will literally catch a lot of people off guard. Even a lot of people who are probably like gonna sell for, okay, I've seen a lot of people say, you know, people are gonna sell for 2-3x. You know, we're not gonna see these numbers pump too much. They're gonna sell for 2-3x. But guess what? As soon as they see that do a 5x plus, they're gonna come back. They're literally gonna come back in FOMO, guys. FOMO is such a very scary but true thing. It literally takes the best of us, and we fall for that FOMO. Okay, this is why, honestly, in my opinion, when I do my investments, I don't really care about their value today. I'm not short-term price oriented. I'm looking at the mid to long term. So keep this in mind. I'm not here for 5x. I'm not here for 10x. I'm not here for 50x. I'm here for a long haul, guys. Okay, that euphoric phase. Hundreds of x's to be made in Pulsechain, guys. Remember, Pulsechain is a leverage of Ethereum. Now you're in Pulsechain, yeah, the Pulse token is a leverage of Ethereum. No, let's look even deeper. What's leverages of Pulse token itself? Atropa, PDAI, tons of other things. The meme coins that we have, we're going to get to that in a second. So yeah, keep in mind we're in it for such a great ride. I understand it might be there's a lot of uncertainty. Emotions can be rising with some people watching this, or just generally everyone. Just put yourself, think outside the box, and then just be like, okay, look at the perspective of it. Everyone is fearful, so don't be like everyone. Be greedy. Literally, be greedy, guys. Moving on. I've seen this one, and I'm not sure. Obviously, this is probably just a rumor. There's some guy said, breaking news, leaked info indicates SEC is dropping the case against Richard Hart any day until July 8th. Pack your bags, soy boys. Okay. I think obviously this is definitely some guy just making a rumor, but there is kind of a thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I think most of you guys probably know about this. I'm not sure. There is a guy who's suing Richard Hart because of Ehex. He lost $400. Okay, this is basically the tweet. It goes over. I'm gonna leave this tweet in the link in the description. But this guy who literally owns a hot dog stand called Grumpy Wiener, by the way. Yeah, this guy lost $400 with Ehex because he bought high, and he made a loss, whatever. He's literally suing Richard Hart. And basically, the whole point that I wanted to make this is because it was a nice, community effort, because Matty Allen, or Matty All In, literally, made a kind of tweet where he talks about, okay, we only want to get whales to donate because we want to get, a lawyer to do the amicus brief, etc. Because Richard Hart will not show up. He's going to be, he's only going to show up for the SEC case, but you never know. If he didn't show up, things might fall towards the guy who lost the $400, and then the judge might, whatever, rule something that's not really, advantageous for us. It could be disadvantageous for us. So, anyways, the news is basically the $106,000 was contributed by a whale. Which is absolutely amazing. And I think the latest progress here is that a continuance was granted in the South Carolina plus Ehex case today. So I think that's obviously good news. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date with that, but this is what we want. Obviously, we don't want to have just random judges here and there saying that, Ehex, he's liable for the $400 to get back, etc., etc. It's just going to be a bad look for the general SEC case and stuff like that. But yeah, this is another just great news, honestly, because first of all, it just shows how strong this community is. It really deepens my conviction for Pulsechain. It's not just an investment, by the way. Like I'm basically revolving 80% of my content of this channel to Pulsechain, because the community, the types of people here, the people that I've met, the journey. I'm not just focused on the end goal. It's literally I'm enjoying the journey, because I know these are gonna be the good times. I'm gonna look back and be like, do you remember when PDAI was not at $1 yet? You know what I mean? Do you remember when I met with this guy? A lot of things are happening. So we're in the good times, guys. You know what I mean? We are in the good times. Just realize that. But yeah, moving on, guys. Okay, I wanted to kind of talk about the main ecosystems that we have in Pulsechain, the ones that you should know about, the ones that make up 99% of my Pulsechain portfolio. Okay, I'm gonna be letting you guys all my main tokens I'm invested in Pulsechain. It doesn't get any more complicated than this, and I don't think it should be. You know what I mean? So we're going to be covering the meme coins, we're going to be covering the PRC20s, we're going to be covering the core tokens, etc. So this is kind of a bookmark section for the video. So yeah, starting with the Atropa ecosystem, guys. This is basically the system that the ecosystem that kind of stemmed from the PDAI narrative, right? We're going to get to that in a second. Looking at Atropa right now, obviously there is kind of a dip that happened from where we are from the top to here. It's at minus 65%. A lot of people took this to Twitter and they're like, oh, is this Atropa, whatever, da, da, da. Guys, still do remember that this is absolutely very liquid, making up, Atropa ecosystem makes up, like, I'm going to assume we have probably like 5 in the top 10 thickest liquidity in Pulsechain. You guys can go check that out with Teddy Bear, with Atropa and PDAI, right? There's like $20 million worth of liquidity right there. And this is V2 liquidity, by the way, the symmetric liquidity. You can see this right here. Okay, and none of that V3 liquidity, which by the way I have nothing against, by the way. Okay, but it is undeniably less risky, and it could be very deceiving. We're gonna get to that in a second. Okay, it's just V3 because of how people can they can enter with single-sided liquidity, and it can create sell walls. It can inflate the liquidity, and you might think, well, whoa, it has 50k liquidity, but no, realistically, it literally has 1 to 2,000. We're gonna get to that in a second. This is why, you know, I prefer V2. I prefer V2 as the backup liquidity, as the real value. But yeah, looking at this, obviously the prices are lower. This only creates more opportunities for people to become whales in this. It's literally at 2 cents. All-time high was about 6.6, basically 6 cents. And yeah, the target for this, guys, I do have an illustration here. Look at this. Atropa target is $7.50. Now this $7.50 didn't come just from thin air. This $7.50, and this, by the way, this board is probably made by Atropa dev himself. I believe he also showed this in the Pulsechain tour. $7.50 is the target as an effect of PDAI reaching $1 due to Hart's law, due to the liquidity bonding between Atropa and PDAI. Go check it out. It's a 20 million worth of liquidity pair. So that's absolutely amazing as an effect, guys. Okay, this is disregarding all the pump that will happen from the FOMO, etc. Doesn't mean that it will stop at $7.50. It could even go more. Okay, this will create a lot of new millionaires. Same thing with Tsfi. We're gonna get to that in a second. Look at that. Target is $1,000. Same thing with down. Target's $5. Those are my main. I've listed here my top 4 Atropa ecosystem tokens that I'm actually not going to be buying anything else outside from these 4. Again, in my opinion, because, you know, I don't have just enough capital to be in every new one, like, you know, BFF, Independence, a lot of things there. Obviously, they're of course probably bullish. All of them are bullish, guys. Okay, but again, I don't like to spread myself too thin. I would like to choose sometimes to just increase my positions in the ones that I have confidence in. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I talk about the different ones here, is down. This is the price target to $5. Look at that. This was 486 X's, right? But now when we readjust it to the price right now, guys, look at how many X's that becomes. Look at how many X's. 695 X's. This is exactly what I mean. Let me quickly put my laptop charger. But this is exactly what I mean when I say take advantage of these dips. Take advantage of these dips. You have just turned a 400 something X into an almost 700X opportunity. That's absolutely crazy. These opportunities are only possible in Pulsechain because of the fact that we have the PRC20s that started the whole PDAI narrative, because of Richard Hart, you know what I mean? And again, now we have attracted a Atropa dev, you know, James Osborne, who came in, super smart guy, worked with NASA, ex-veteran, a lot of things, super smart guy, chose to be a dev in Pulsechain. That tells you something. Even though I might not know the answer, I don't know what he knows fully about Pulsechain, what he sees in it. I just know I'm in the right chain, and that's the kind of level I want you guys to be with me about you know, Atropa system and generally Pulsechain. So down, moving on, we got Teddy Bear, guys, the #1 undeniable, undisputed meme in Pulsechain. I don't think it will go anywhere. Again, it looks, you know, it went down. Okay, could it go down even more? Again, absolutely possible. Remember, we are in the accumulation phase. We're kind of in the FUD phase, the final shakeout. This could be weeks. This could be 1 to 2 months. Okay, so understand, you know, you don't need to be making your buying the dips, your DCAs from now. You know, don't rush it. Time the market. That's kind of what I did with the Kai token that I made a video on yesterday. I didn't rush it. I waited 2 to 3 days, or basically it was 4 days, to see the hype fade away. The price recorrected, and I got in a very good position, basically, because it was a good average price entry. So this could be the same thing. You know what I mean? This is the time where it's like, okay, from here back to all-time high is basically almost, you know, 1.7x from all-time high as well. Look at that. Look at the discount that you're getting. 63% discount. A 15 million market cap, guys. The top meme in Pulsechain is 15 million market cap. That's extremely small. These are extremely cheap, guys. Okay, when you really think about it. Think about numbers like, you know, 500 million. Billions of dollars of market cap. How many X is that? You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. We're literally in it for such a great time, guys. Being in Pulsechain, you are a winner by being here. And yeah, moving on, we got Tsfi. This is one of the strongest performing charts in my opinion. Probably has something to do with the liquidity ratios that's been chosen with this. Even though this one is actually pretty decent, it peaked at 4.8 local all-time high. Right now we're looking at $2.4 dollars again from here till $1,000. That's basically, how much is that? Let's do a quick. I don't want to do any quick math. Let's do let's do 500 divided by the current price. That's a 209x, guys. That's pretty sick. That could make someone life-changing gains, and you can now use that for something else. Like, it's pretty beautiful. This is why Tsfi is actually definitely within the top 4. These are my top 4, guys. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be really buying anything else. I think these are the main ones that I want to increase my positions in. Next up is the richer hardcore tokens, guys. Number one in my opinion is definitely INC. INC is super strong. I like the way it's designed. It literally has the yearly halvings. Okay, if you think about Bitcoin halvings, the yearly halvings are basically the inflation rate. I think right now INC is probably at literally inflating 1 INC per second, and that will slow down every year. And I think it will be very bullish as well. Obviously, probably richer hardcore tokens. You look at the liquidity, keep an eye on this because you never know. Richer hard might pull some liquidity away to make it easier, to be more volatile. That is going to be a heck of a time. So I want to literally pack my bags. And I've been packing my bags. I do have some stakes in the Pulsechain V1 farms. So I'm not only holding INC, I'm also gaining or earning INC. And I feel like, it's also really great. Generally, what is my price target? Again, I made a tweet about this. Generally, I feel like it is definitely possible to break the triple digit. I've seen people talk about a $200 one. From here to $200, that's an 83x. That's absolutely amazing. Considering how high confidence this token is, an 83x is absolutely amazing. Now, kind of the same thing with Ehex. Okay, now I made my prediction in a quote, in a tweet where I said combined Hex and Ehex. Now, there's a ratio from the Ehex to Hex ratio is about 1 to 4, right? Because normal Hex from Ethereum is like around 0.016, I believe, right now, and this one is 0.05. So the ratio is around around 1 to 4, let's just say. And I said combined ratio is $1. So if we now take that calculator, I believe it's just 1 divided by 4, really, basically, right? 25 cents for how much would it be? 25 cents, and then 75 basically on one side. Again, I think Ehex will be more bullish. Again, it could break even more than that. So from here to if we change this, and if we put this at 50 cents, let's put it as 0.5. From here to 0.5, that's a 77.5 X. Now this is from where I made my original price. I made that in a video, but if we adjust it to where we are right now, if you want to make a position, that makes it a 90x, which is absolutely amazing. I am planning to double my position in Ehex because I'm kind of starting to become this Hexican guy, because I'm also starting to believe, speaking of Hex, I think this is the right time to think about it. I'm also starting to think Ehex is a good opportunity to be in right now. As crazy as that sounds, guys. Okay, as crazy as that sound, the reason being just because of how absolutely thin the liquidity in Hex overall. I think I calculated around the total liquidity across all its pairs in the Ehex is around 1 million. That's very light liquidity, because if you see this, volumes of like 46k made a 9.5x pump. And I think even easier, it can pump super easy because of the low liquidity. And this is why it's like, you never know. I know that the sacrifice funds, Richard Hart will not, I don't think he will inject money into this one. Definitely, I don't think so, for sure. But you just never know. You know what I mean? This one can easily, guys, let's just say it doesn't even reach all-time high. It goes back to, halfway. That's 150x. So I'm starting to think, you know what? Maybe I should buy a small bag of this, or a medium bag, or even a bigger bag. It depends, obviously, on whatever. So keep that in mind, okay? I just want to share that with you guys, okay? Obviously, I think the PX is the main one, and I think it's super stronger narrative. But it's like, you know what? Maybe I'm also gonna buy a bag of Ehex. You never know. It's super thin liquidity, 1 million liquidity, guys. Can easily pump. Liquidity is like a weight. You know what I mean? The concept of it is literally like weight. The less liquidity there is, the easier for it to move up, and technically easier for it to move down, of course. But do keep that in mind, okay? So yeah, Hex, INC, my top 2 richer hardcore tokens. With PRC20s, I'm going to keep it to the ones that I am confident in, by the way. So I'm not going to be mentioning any other ones. The ones I'm really confident in, PDAI, okay, and PWBTC. They're both extremely low right now. Again, it used to be at 260x to $1. But now when we adjust to where we are right now, it's an opportunity for catching a 325x. These are the opportunistic times for people to create new positions or to DCA. Guys, it now costs $3,065 to become a potential millionaire. That's a lottery ticket. When it used to cost, at the peak, when it used to cost $8,700 or $9,000, do you know what I mean? To own 1 million PDAI. That is a fire sale. Pulsechain is on sale. PDAI, guys. PDAI. I don't understand people who FUD this. I really don't. We all know Richard Hart's favorite stablecoin on Ethereum was DAI. He didn't like USDT. He didn't like USDC. The one that he really liked was DAI because of how it's designed. And he wanted to take it a step further. Let's make another one where it's truly decentralized, where it has no admin keys. Let's do that in a new layer 1 solution with low gas fees. That's not slow like Bitcoin. That's not buggy like Solana. That's not expensive like Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum right now is kind of cheap, but it's not expensive like Ethereum at all. It's literally like going back in time. Let's be in the early days of Ethereum. This is how it feels to be in Pulsechain right now. I sound crazy. I think I'm sounding crazy right now to some of you guys. But you know what? I sleep absolutely fine at night knowing that my portfolio in Pulsechain is literally X's more than how much I have in my bank. Yeah, and I sleep absolutely fine, guys. Absolutely fine. I sleep. Wow. Some of my holdings, by the way, holdings in Pulsechain, like in a single token, is more money than I have in my bank. It's a little bit TMI, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, guys. This is the bull run we're talking about. You gotta make the most out of it. What am I gonna do? Buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and call it a day? Oh, I'm gonna make so much money in this bull run? No. Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're already mainstream, guys. They're not cycle 1, cycle 2. They're diminishing returns. Solana itself did really well this cycle. Okay, it really did well. But guess what? It still is not the main narrative. People are not just buying Solana. Of course, they're buying the memes on Solana, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. What will happen in Pulsechain? They're not going to come here and just buy Pulse and call it a day. No, they're going to use Pulse to buy whatever is there to buy. PRC20s, richer heart ecosystem, right? Like INC and PX, Atropa system. Then you got the 9mm / Tangang tokens, and of course you got the 9-inch tokens. I didn't really mention I didn't have time. I had too many tabs open, guys. You know what I mean? Too many tabs. So Tangang / 9mm meme tokens here that I would say I'm gonna be increasing my positions in. Definitely Freedom of Peach, Fire Sale. Okay, cheap buy zone. This is how you see it, guys. Buy the red candles. Stop following the green candles when they already happened. Don't FOMO in. That's literally what the average trader does. Okay, and don't be a trader. Don't be a crypto trader. Be a crypto investor. The best way to make money is to simply buy and hold. Buy and hold through the FUD, through the ups and downs. Okay, none of this. Oh, I'm gonna swing trade. I'm gonna make 50% here, 50% there. No. I'm gonna take profit 50%. No. Hold it. Make that 100x, bro. Make that 100x. No financial advice. Please understand this. Okay, this is educational. This is entertainment. No financial advice. Next up, we got Pika. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. I made a video about this, I think a few days ago. It was like a 2 million. It's 2.7. You know, nothing too crazy, by the way. Nothing too crazy. It did a nice little correction. You know, minus 30%. You know, if you caught that. I think Pika is really good. It's a CTO, by the way, community takeover. So yeah, the dev is, you know, this is completely blockchain mode. Nobody owns this. Absolutely amazing. Good liquidity. But do remember, when I talked about the V3, when I said, careful, do not be deceived. You look at that 110,000 liquidity, right? Now let's scroll down a little bit. All you got to do is scroll down, okay? Shout out to Crypto Coffee, by the way. You scroll down, and then you see this part. 81,000 on the Pika side, and WPLS side, which is basically the main part, the real money, is 28,000. So the real liquidity is 28,000. Don't be. This is basically like a sell wall, guys. People entering with single-sided. It's a sell wall. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's literally like a sell order, basically. Okay, but yeah, 28,000. Okay, it's really not bad. I think Pika is really good. Freedom of Peach is really good. And next up, you got GameStop here. Look at it. You know what I mean? A lot of people would be like, oh my god, it's dead. Nah. This is when you want to buy this. You never know when GameStop, you know, Roaring Kitty talks, whatever, some type of community comes from Solana, they move in, some random Indian village wake up one day and they all like have the same dream. They're like, oh, I need to buy GameStop on Pulsechain. I wanna be there and open the door for them. Come in, come. Welcome, guys. Welcome. You know what I mean? Anything can happen, guys. This is the bull run we're talking. We can have institutional investors. We're gonna have shout out to who's he? Shout out to Sami. He said you're gonna have hipsters. We're gonna have nerds. We're gonna have non-believers. We're gonna have we're gonna have atheists, mono atheists, poly atheists. They're gonna all come in. We're gonna have them all come in. Welcome. This is Pulsechain. Yeah, we have a PDAI. You know, that's at 90 cents. You wanna come in and make a 10x to $1? Come in, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Might sound unbelievable to you guys, but stuff will go down or up. Shit will go up. I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? This is how it's gonna feel. It's hard to believe. Okay, it's hard to believe, but we are in a bull run, guys. It happens once in every 4 years. Yeah. Wow. Finally, we're going to be moving. This one is Mega Milk. Super, you know, we're talking crazy fire sale as well. When we look at, is there any other LPs? Let me double check. 127K here. Is there a V2 LP? There is one. I'm not sure how many. Yeah, if we go to this one, for example, 127K, we scroll down. This is what I'm talking about, guys. It is kind of a red flag. This is why 9mm can be deceiving, but I do love it. Do not get me wrong. I like providing liquidity here. I was providing liquidity, and I was easily making like, you know, 5 to 10% daily ROI by choosing the right pairs. I made a video about it, so go check it out. But if you look here, look at that, guys. 125K in milk, right? The token itself, and then DAI. I believe that's probably the stablecoin. Yeah, it has to be the stablecoin. Stablecoin. 2.3, right? This is the bid side. Okay, this is the real liquidity that you will want when you want to sell, right? So you have minimum slippage. 2.3K, bad, not good. Look at this, 125. So don't fall for this. Scroll down. Remember that. Scroll down with V3 liquidity. This is why I like V2, because it's symmetric. It will always be, right? With V2, guys, when we go back into this, it's simple, right? The constant product formula, X times Y is equal to K. Look at this. Always has to make K the constant to be the same number. Look at that. 155 on both sides. That's why I like it. But yeah, moving on. Honorable mentions, guys, just to end the video. I really hope you guys enjoy this. I know I rambled a lot, but I like to make these videos with you guys. you know, you guys are amazing. Thank you very much for all the feedback and all the love and the support. Join my Telegram, link in the description, by the way, and also follow me on my Twitter if you'd like to follow me on there. I do make tweets there as well. So yeah, we got Up and Ehex, guys. Honorable mentions. These are honestly two of my favorites outside of the outside of the ecosystem that we talked about today. They're extremely all very cheap. Look at that. Like, absolutely look at that, guys. You know what I mean? Basically as low prices as, you know, the beginning days of Up and Ehex. These are and then look at this. Basically all-time lows in Up and Ehex. I think they're really amazing, and of course they're kind of difficult to explain and how they work. There's multiple wallets. They're holding vaults. They're utilizing Paracity. They're utilizing liquid loans. It's doing the whole perpetual thing with the the whole perpetual thing with the vaults. You know, it takes the collateral, etc., etc. It's really smart. It's automating the whole process. You can do that technically by yourself, but when you have it automated, there's strict rules. It's 24/7. You know, this is why being in this as well is a leverage on POS. Up and Ehex are leverages on POS for sure. And then the final one here, finally but not least, of course, PTGC, one of the greatest meme coins as well. I would say this is definitely in the top 5 meme coins. Very strong. Obviously, you know, from all-time high to where we are, this is a fire sale of -77%. So I think honestly, you know, we might have nice resistance here. So we've tested the support level, and then we're kind of, you know, back in this support level. So we've tested it successfully, bounced. Are we gonna bounce off of this? Only time will tell. It seems like a small bounce is happening. We'll have to see in the next few days, because it breaks down. We're looking at, you know, levels lower here, you know, levels down. So, but we'll see. Only time will tell. Again, do remember, the best thing to do sometimes is to dollar cost average in, to have the best average entry price, because we can never guess when the true bottom is in, right? So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. A lot of information was said, but I've covered 95% of my Pulsechain portfolio. Okay, especially the PRC20s, the richer hardcore tokens, Atropa. Those are my main ones, guys. My main ones. Atropa exists. Down, I want to buy more of that richer hardcore token. I love INC. I love Ehex. Those are the most two confident ones. PWBTC, PDAI, INC, and Ehex and Atropa, and down. And then, okay, after that, you want to level it down and say, okay, which one's slightly more risky? You know, Tsfi, etc., etc. You know, oh no, Teddy Bear is actually really confident, by the way. I forgot to add that. So you have to make your own. Okay, guys, make your own hierarchy, make your own ratios with your portfolio. Obviously, diversify, always diversify. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. Kind of a long video, I understand. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. I want to hear your thoughts about the Hex thing that I said. You know, is it worth getting a bag because it only has 1 million in total liquidity? This can easily pump, and honestly, it can easily pump back to 50 cents. I will be making a video soon where I'm going to show you guys exactly how much money is needed to get this to all-time high, like exact money. Now, I'm not going to be doing the basic thing where, oh, we're going to be looking at the market cap, the number of tokens available, and then we're going to be subtracting the difference, you know, token price, the new token price times, you know, current tokens in circulation. No, that's way too simple, because market caps are misleading. Market caps are not real dollar value. It's the liquidity. So I might do a video. It's going to be a little bit on the mathematical side. I still have a few things to learn. So let me know. I'm going to be adding that to my to-do list. You guys are amazing. I'm going to end the video there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.